My name is Taylor Diamond, and I'm going to be sharing some information. Um, yeah, I am just doing this spontaneously, so um, I've been receiving a lot of information lately, and I would like to share it with you. So let me get started. This is just some notes that I took. I could cite my sources if anybody asks. I will. I could do that in the comments below or whatever. I have no problem doing that. But this is just what I picked up just now. I wrote it down. It just happened. So I'm going to go over the idea of indigo children, all this, crystal children, all this new age bullshit. Let's go over it. Okay. Alright. According to pseudo-scientific new age concept, indigo children, and I don't quote me on the first part, the first word. I don't know what I'm saying. Indigo children are believed to possess special, unusual, sometimes even supernatural traits and abilities, such as telepathy and the belief that they are more empathetic and creative than their peers. And although no scientific studies give credibility to the existence of indigo children or their special traits, the phenomenon still appeals to some parents whose children are diagnosed with certain learning disabilities. I'm going to go over an ego-based example that I personally faced growing up, and we will go from there. I personally got held back in first grade, and I faced many out-of-body experiences. You could say it was astral projection. You could say that. I didn't really know what to think of it because it's scary when you encounter feelings of not being in your body anymore and seeing the whole entire room around you as it originally was. That's scary. That's really scary. Like, you think you're dying. So I would place myself back into my body very quickly, and a lot of times I would tell my parents about this, and they really wouldn't understand what was going on. Something that is very illogical. It really doesn't make sense in this material reality. And I came to find out that, okay, I'm going off on tangents. Let me keep going. Anyway, not only did I experience issues of aggression, but I also experienced many panic attacks growing up. I got held back in first grade, and I had a lot of psychological issues as far as being sensitive to crowds, being in public. I would have symptoms that would include heavy breathing in public settings, belief or fear that I was going to throw up or pass out, and I just didn't know what to do with myself. A lot of times I would want to stay home. I wouldn't want to be out in public. It would scare the living shit out of me for some reason. I did not know why I felt that way. And now I'm beginning to realize why I feel this way. And I just I want society to know that this stuff is normal. It's not something that, I mean, it's a very new age. It's not something that we have studied very much. And I think that there needs to be a lot more studying as far as spirit science goes, as far as, you know, telepathy goes and empathy goes. And I feel like we could use that to change the world and benefit the world in scientific ways as well as emotional ways of the home and of the self. And that's what I've come to for now. Let me see here. Critics view this as a way for parents to avoid considering pediatric treatment for psychiatric diagnosis. So a lot of parents really don't know what's going on with their kids. They know that their kids can communicate with spirits, and they don't automatically want to go to a psychologist or a psychiatrist because they know that it's something way deeper than what's going on with the child, you know, physically. Like, it's just something deeper than that, and a lot of them get scrutinized for not taking their child to a psychologist or a psychiatrist. And as far as my personal, as far as my personal experience, as far as that goes, I'm going to go over this. Not too soon after experiencing early stages of puberty and development, I became increasingly angry, like to the point of violence. And I smoked very heavily for many years. I drank a lot. I did a lot of things. I became very promiscuous. I became addicted to drinking, sex, love, appreciation, affection. I honestly wanted to run away from my feelings, and I would do it in very, very volatile, dangerous ways that I never want to ever put myself through again. And I'm really lucky that I didn't hurt myself in any way. I never got any STDs, I never got pregnant, and I never really got molested as a child or anything like that. It was more just like, in my own perception, it was what I was seeing maybe in the media as far as like how girls should be, and maybe it was my relationship with my father. I really didn't feel that much physical affection from him, and I felt like maybe I wasn't good enough, and that the only way that I could be good enough was being cute and being submissive and being a little girl. That, you know, it's just such a double standard for girls, and it's really hard. Like, I'm not trying to make myself into a victim or anything like that. I'm really not, but like, it's just so hard. Like, there's so many like expectations as far as like being a girl. Like, how am I supposed to look? Like, how am I supposed to sit? How am I supposed to like have my body language? Like, how am I supposed to, you know what I mean? Like, and then on top of that, I have to get good grades, and I have to be the star athlete, or I have to be the best dancer, or I have to be the best taking pictures, and I have to have myself held together, even though I am a supremely sexual being, and I am being denied of that, of my instincts, and of who I am as a woman, and it sucks so bad. Like, it just sucks, dude. And I'm sorry, I'm getting very emotional right now. Okay, okay. I need to stop. Okay, anyway, as far as my life goes, I got sent to a psychiatric ward, and it was not helpful at all as far as what I was going through inside of my heart, inside of my body. It was not helpful for me. It was very, very structured. Like, it was like, I felt like I couldn't be myself when I was like in that place. I really felt like I couldn't be myself, and anytime that I would have thoughts of like anything that I wanted to discuss with anybody, like, it was always censored, or it was censored. Like, they would watch what I would say, they would watch what we would do, and we couldn't really express ourselves in any way. Like, I began to like have a crush on this girl that was in my she was in the psychiatric ward with me, and I experienced many feelings of like bisexuality that I wanted to explore, and my sexuality, and I really didn't know what to do. Like, I couldn't really like do anything with her because I you know, didn't want to get in trouble because you could get in really bad trouble, and then if you do something like that, they keep you in the psychiatric ward for even longer. Like, legitimately, they keep you there for longer. If you do something really bad like that, you get kept there for more days, and I just wanted to get out of there. I felt like I was enslaved. There was chained, you know, fences around me, and there was a lot of things that made me feel unsafe. And even though I was in a safe environment, it wasn't safe at all. Like, no. Like, I would talk to this psychiatrist, and she automatically, like, legitimately, she, like, I talked to her for 5 minutes, and she automatically wanted to give me a medication for ADHD, and she told me, you have ADHD, and I was just like, what? No way. And she's like, you want to take these medications? And I just thought to myself, well, maybe if I take these medications, like, I'll be normal, and then I could do, they'll take me out of here, you know, like, they'll take me out of this place, and I could leave sooner. So I decided to do that, and I noticed that every patient in there was on a medication. Every single patient in there was on a medication, and um, I didn't know what to do with myself, so I just kind of zombified myself on this medication and waited it out until I got set free from the place, and my parents finally decided to sign papers, and I got all my stuff and I got out of there. But it was really hard because I noticed in there I came across a roommate that was possessed by something. She'd messed with witchcraft or something, and her body or her soul was like very open to the energies around her. And I noticed um, there was experiences of, you know, she would just randomly laugh out of nowhere. She started laughing hysterically, and she didn't know why. And they were like, the doors would slam suddenly. It slammed like so bad, and I was like, what the hell is going on? This is not right. This isn't real. And we went to the person that was watching us, the administrator that was watching us, our group for the night. He was like, oh, it's just a draft, it's just a draft. And I was like, no, it's the middle of the summer and it's fucking hot inside of this fucking place. What the fuck? You know? And I just wanted to get out of there so bad. And I experienced also, like, this energy that was attaching itself to her was trying to come through to me somehow, and I had a protection over me. I honestly feel like I have a protection over me, and it never really fucked with me personally, but it fucked with a lot of the girls in there. Like, girls all of a sudden were like throwing up in the middle of the night, legitimately throwing up. And yeah, they were like legitimately throwing up, hit like violently, like legitimately throwing up. And then there was I'm sorry. And there was just like so much weird shit going on, and I don't even want to go into it. As soon as that girl left, though, everything changed, and the energy was gone, and there was no violent, like, thoughts between people or anything like that. And all I remember is that I honestly think that science, you know, human psychology doesn't really explore the other side. Um, they don't really try to dig deep into what's going on in the spiritual realm. And I think that's so important. So, if you guys could just hear me out, I would really appreciate that. And just know that everything's going to get better, but like right now it's kind of weird. So, um, anyway, I'm gonna go. I have things to do today, but I just needed to clear my mind and get that out there because I didn't really know how I should do this. I have been talking to people about this and they don't really get it either, so, um, yeah. Anyway, thank you. Thank you for listening to me. Have a good day.